fantasy football drafts going now and approaching for most owners here. And the football season right around the corner. Here's a few running backs I think will be breakouts this season. The first guy, Bichon Robinson, the rookie for the Atlanta Falcons. So Robinson, we know he was a high draft pick for this Atlanta Falcon team in the first round of the NFL draft here. And I know he's third right now on the depth chart, but that doesn't mean anything. And last season, this Falcon team, they're one of the best teams running the football. Tyler Algier, even in his rookie year, got 1,000 yards. So they're going to run the football a lot. One of the better offensive lines in the league. And that's it, a physical back like Bichon Robinson, who's a 3-down back that could block, pass catch out of the backfield, and explosiveness, and he's tough to tackle as well. I think this guy could have a monster season, and right now he is going, obviously, in the first round of fantasy drafts here. But the last few rookies over the last few years we've seen go first round have had good years. Ezekiel Elliott going back 2016 season. Saquon Barkley, his rookie year as well, had a monster year. He was going first round. So those two guys definitely came through in terms of that in ADP in the first round. And I think Bichon Robinson, like I said, last season, that had backs who weren't as talented as him in Cordell Patterson and Tyler Algier, and they still had big seasons. And Robinson right now, I have him ranked as my third running back overall going into the season, with McCaffrey and Eckler headlining that. Then I got Robinson and either Barkley or Chubb, depending what you want at that position, because it wouldn't be surprising to me. He's going to get a lot of carries. He's got a good offensive line over there. And another thing, 11 ball games indoors this season, which is a big factor as well for Bichon Robinson, like I said, this season. So right now, Bichon Robinson, physical back, they took him for a reason. And I think he could get anywhere from 250 to 300 touches easily here in his rookie season. So the volume's going to be there. Weather conditions are going to be there. And it's fresh legs as well, because we know running back is a young man game by 28, 29. Most running backs fall apart. So Bichon Robinson, I know it's a lot to ask from him to get a running back in the first round in his rookie season. But right now, I think he has a breakout season. And it wouldn't be surprising to me, like I said, 1,300 total yards this year, maybe even to the 15 range, with anywhere from 8 to 10 touchdowns. The next running back's James Cook of the Buffalo Bills. I was big on James Cook last season, but he just didn't get many opportunities over there for Buffalo. But now with Devin Singletary leaving in free agency and going to the Houston Texans, I think James Cook, he could be a good factor for fantasy football owners. And obviously this Buffalo Bill team. So right now the competition there is pretty much him or Damian Harris. We saw Nyheim Hines, he got hurt in a jet ski accident. He's out for the season. And Damian Harris, he just can't stay healthy as well. He's banged up in training camp. So right now, James Cook, he's a running back you could get anywhere from the 6th to the 8th round range. I've been seeing him go a lot here in fantasy drafts. And like I said, he's got upside. He's a running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield. And they're excited about him going into training camp as well is his Buffalo Bill coaching staff and Josh Allen. So right now, we saw him in the preseason action, is James Cook. He had a touchdown in that ball game, and a lot of people, I believe, are sleeping on him. So James Cook this season, like I said, where he's going in fantasy leagues and getting an opportunity with Singletary out of town, you can see a big year, because last season I think he was pretty productive in limited touches. 89 carries, 507 rush yards, 2 touchdowns, 21 catches, 180 yards, and a touchdown. So this season, it wouldn't be surprising to me if Cook has 1,200 total yards this year between receiving and running the football, and about 6-7 touchdowns. So right now, where he's going ADP-wise and round-wise, I think it's good value, and he's a breakout running back this season as well for me. The next one, Jamaree Gibbs of the Detroit Lions. So another rookie here in Jamaree Gibbs. So last season, we saw Jamal Williams have a big year. DeAndre Swift in and out of the lineup over there for this Detroit Lion team. But now they got Gibbs. Obviously, he's a top 15 pick in the NFL draft is this Lion team. I know over there they signed David Montgomery in the backfield, but Jamaree Gibbs, he's a playmaker. He could catch the football out of the backfield. And now, with only really at the wide receiver position, St. Brown is a great threat and a consistent threat, with obviously Jameson Williams suspended the first 6 games of the season. I think we're going to see a lot of receptions out of the backfield here for Jamaree Gibbs. He's got explosiveness, like I said, and this Lion team, they're going to give him a lot of touches this season. I know Montgomery's there, but I believe Gibbs, by mid-season, he could be the man. And if he is, I think he has top 12 running back potential this season. So right now, they're projecting this year 63 catches, 8 touchdowns total, and 1,115 yards. If he puts up that season in his rookie year, that's a solid season, especially in PPR leagues here, is Jamaree Gibbs. And like I said, this Detroit Lion team, they're an up-and-coming team. They want playmakers on the offense. And Jared Goff, he had a solid year last year. So I think Gibbs right now going third or fourth round in most fantasy leagues is a good spot for him. And like I said, top 12 potential with his talent and just the system alone. So right now, I think Gibbs has a breakout season for this Lion team. And he's a running back that many fantasy owners should target this year going into their drafts. Next running back's Rachaad White of the Tampa Bay Bucks. So last season, we saw some flashes towards the end of the season where he got more of a workload was Rachaad White. And he finished the year well, 129 rushes, 489 rush yards, a touchdown, 50 catches in his rookie year, 290 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. So this Tampa Bay Buck team, they're going to be a struggling team this season, I believe. They're going to be trailing in a lot of games. And we know Rachaad White obviously can catch the football, and it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility he catches 65 to 70 passes this season. So as a number 2 running back or a flex option in PPR leagues, I definitely can be comfortable going into the year with Rachaad White. And like I said, they drafted him for a reason last season. Leonard Fournette, they let him walk. He still didn't sign with a team as of now. But right now, Rachaad White, to get a running back with his upside and obviously his catch potential in PPR leagues, to get him 6th, 7th round, that's pretty solid, I believe, to get Rachaad White. And we saw flashes last season, like I said. And this year, this Buck team, they still got Evans and Godwin and White. I think that's a decent nucleus there. It looks like Baker Mayfield will probably be the starter at quarterback. But in terms of the number 2 running back and a flex option, I think Rachaad White is under the radar a little bit. And he's even been dropping in some mocks and ADP value. So right now, Rachaad White, I think, has a breakout season as the man over there. Even though he does have some competition, but I think he wins out that starting role. And the 5th and final running back I have is the breakout options. Alexander Madison of the Minnesota Vikings. So Dalvin Cook, they cut him loose after no one wanted to trade for him and pay the salary. And now next man's up, Alexander Madison, with not much over there as backup. So he's been one of the best handcuffed running backs in fantasy football the last 3-4 years. On the season last year, 74 carries, 283 rush yards, 5 touchdowns, 15 grabs, 91 yards, and a touchdown. So now we'll see what Alexander Madison really can do with no Dalvin Cook over there, because we know in the games that Cook's been out over the season, he's gone over 100 yards a few times in those ball games. He's a decent receiver out of the backfield. He's in a dynamic offense where defenses, they just can't rule the box. They got to worry about Justin Jefferson and double teaming him, and that could definitely open things up in the running game for Madison, obviously, and even catching balls out of the backfield. So right now, he's going 4th or 5th round in most fantasy leagues. Here's Alexander Madison, and I think that's great value as your number 2 running back to have in your fantasy roster, and a guy who could get 1,300 total yards as well, I believe, is Madison, with 8 to 10 touchdowns. So right now, with his ADP and with his upside in a great offense where we've seen running backs have success for many years, going from Peterson to Dalvin Cook and now Madison, he's definitely a running back that I think breaks out this year. So that's a few running backs I think break out here, entering the 2023 season, and guys to target in your fantasy drafts.